I didn't capture the audio when I did the video, so I'm going to have to voice over here. So we always start off with jogging around the mat just to get the core temperature up. I'm going to set up some little sprints. They do corner to corner sprints is the first thing, or the last thing they do with the jog arounds. So you'll start to see them sprinting corner to corner here. Here we go. And I don't really like them to sprint fast. I just want them to accelerate and decelerate. So they accelerate from one corner and they decelerate before they reach the other corner. And just another like way of waking your body up before the class starts. So they do a few rounds of this. And then we're going to move on to some dynamic drills. We're going to keep it pretty simple. Here's the big guy. So from here, we are going to go into some forward rolls. This is why it's good to record a class. You're going to see all different variations of forward rolls. You're going to see some good ones. You're going to see some bad ones. You're going to see some more experienced and less experienced people performing these movements. And that's kind of the point. Everybody's learning. Everybody's progressing differently and at different points in their journey. So this is basic rolling break falls. You're trying to go from standing and roll across your arm and shoulder and come back to your feet. As you can see, some people are more comfortable than others doing this, but it's just practice. Everything we're going to do is 2 sets. So we've got 2 sets of front rolling break falls. Going into back rolling break falls. So I'm squatting down, break falling to take some of the impact out of the fall, and then rolling back across my shoulder, moving my head out of the way, and landing back on my feet. Some people will do this more dynamically than others. I filmed this class during the afternoon class. There's lots of middle-aged and older students in this class. So you're going to see varying degrees of smoothness and athleticism in these rolls. But the fact that some of these people struggle with this is exactly the reason they should be doing it, right? We're going into cartwheels, or versions of cartwheels. These are middle-aged man cartwheels. I haven't actually seen my cartwheels back. They're actually a bit better than they feel when I do them. But again, you're just learning to put weight on your hands, develop some balance, some coordination, some confidence. Again, we're on 2 sets. This type of tumbling, these gymnastics tumbling exercises are fantastic. Great exercises for developing athleticism and body awareness. Can be quite difficult if you're starting them as an adult and you've never had any experience with gymnastics when you were younger. Okay, here we're just doing some basic level changes. Just getting them used to using their footwork, changing the levels, dropping the knee. Again, something that beginners really struggle with. I just kind of put these in the warm-ups just to introduce some exercises to them, introduce some of these movements to them. Again, you're seeing all different variations of experience level here, which is quite good for you to see. Don't always expect yours to look like a high-level collegiate wrestler. If you're a middle-aged grappler and you're learning these things for the first time, so don't be tied to the aesthetics of what the perfect movement looks like. Just try and find how your body works doing these movements. Okay. Some butt scoots. Not something I'm going to generally encourage, but nice just for warming up, good for just coordinating your body. You can see that some people struggle with it more than others. And then I'm just going to incorporate a little drill here. So I do a couple of butt scoots, followed by a technical stand-up. Back onto the floor, butt scoot, technical stand-up. Little mistake there by me, but reconfigured it. Butt scoot, technical stand-up, technical sit-down, butt scoot. Again, we've got varying degrees of ability here. But really important to encourage people to get better and more confident at getting up and down off the ground, especially as you age. Like I said, there's a lot of middle-aged and older people in this class, and maintaining that ability to get up and down off the ground. If you do lots of martial arts and jiu-jitsu and things and grappling, you probably don't realise because you're doing it all the time, getting up and down off the ground. But having worked in the health and fitness industry for a long time, it's not as easy as people think. A lot of people really struggle getting up and down off the ground easily. And it's definitely something that you should work on as you age, continuing to maintain that ability. Not something to neglect. And here we're finishing up with a classic jiu-jitsu warm-up, which is shrimping. And what you're looking here for is, these are just defensive moves. If you're in side control or you're underneath mount, this is basically what you're doing. You're turning onto your side, you're keeping your elbows tight, keeping your defense locked in, and you're moving into positions that you can start to counter from. So this is a really important drill. Some people overlook it and just rush through it. But you should be trying to do this with good technique, elbows tucked in nice and tight, getting right on your side, putting yourself in that defensive position.